look at this athlete, look at the physique, but also look at the determination. This is actually a Chinese athlete before he actually went to the Olympics. Well, I assume he went to the Olympics, I'm not really sure. But just look at the determination in his face. A photographic exhibition that's here in Bangkok now. We're at Serindia Gallery at OP Garden, and there's a special exhibition called Endure, Anderson and Lowe. I have next to me Kun Shane, who's the owner of the gallery, Serindia. How long have you been open here?
It's been 4 years now.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's not an easy place to find necessarily. We went to OP Place, don't go there. Tell us how to get to OP Garden, Serindia.
Actually, it's very easy to get here. We're in front of Charan Krung Soi 36, and only within steps from the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, the French Embassy, and the Customs House. People also know this as the Soi where the old Customs House is.
It's a very, very interesting gallery, but what's the exhibition we are showing currently?
Exhibition called Endure, an intimate journey in Chinese gymnast, and work by Anderson and Lowe, who's very well known in Europe. And this is a very, very special exhibition because it's a good marriage between arts, photography, and sports, and especially the Chinese gymnasts who we don't normally see, and
also a book too. So
and a book
Shane,
too.
let's go in and we'll
Yes.
have a look and see. And we're going to meet the two artist photographers. That's even more special.
Welcome.
Thank you. Right, we have Jonathan, and on my right, your left, we have Edwin.
Right.
Firstly, Jonathan, why did you and Edwin have the opportunity to go to the pre-Olympics in China and see the athletes in training?
I think that's a mixture of partly them and partly us. The Chinese felt very comfortable with who they are in sporting terms post-Beijing 2008. So they felt comfortable, ready to maybe open up a little bit more. And the other half of the equation, they'd already seen work we'd done in training halls in the West.
During our first time when we visited, after our first week session photographing these athletes, the head coach came to us, Coach Wang, and told us, you came in as new friends, and the reason we allow you in because we love your dog, we admire your work. And next time when you come, you'll be old friends, and you can turn on the TV light yourself. And that's just a nice, generous remark.
That's very, very special, I have to say, because that doesn't come easily, does it?
No, and clearly you've understood. It says a lot more than the words.
Indeed, it does.
Yes, it means that they're very happy. They've been watching us. They understood that we were really going to show what it is that they do, which is so incredible.
The question that viewers will ask of us is, why are these two guys in Bangkok? Why are they actually bringing this exhibition to Bangkok? Why didn't they go to China? Why didn't they go to somewhere else? But why Bangkok?
Well, the exhibition will be traveling after here. We're talking to other venues right now, both in the region and around the world. But the reason we're giving the premiere show here, and are delighted to do so, is because the publisher for the book of this project, and has done a wonderful book, really very beautiful and very special, also owns this gallery. And so it made sense, it was a natural fit. They're doing this superb and beautiful book.
So how many pieces of art, or how many photographs are on display here?
30 pieces.
30 pieces, okay.
Yeah.
Now, the different pieces, they actually show the emotions, the feelings.
Yes.
You can actually look at the faces and you can actually feel, in a way, what those athletes are feeling. You've actually filmed a number of athletes in various countries.
Yes.
What's different about China, or Chinese athletes?
In one sense, they're exactly like gymnasts in any other training hall. In other ways, they're slightly different. There's a sense of camaraderie, that bond is clearly stronger here. I think it's partly because they have so many people of different ages training in one facility. It's partly because they know that they're the best of the best in national terms to be in this elite training hall in Beijing. there's probably also an awareness that if they succeed, it will change their lives, not only quantitatively, but qualitatively, maybe more than it would in the West for any champion.
They speak the same sporting language. You know, the only difference I would probably say, they do train harder.
Yeah,
You know,
they really do.
I'd like to look at this photograph here because this is actually, Edwin, you said when you walked in here, and also Jonathan, but Edwin particularly, that you felt very emotional, that you go into this huge training area, which is actually like, looks like an aircraft hangar.
Oh, we remember the experience very, very well. You know, when we was this cold wintry day, you know, really extremely cold. We're not used to sort of Beijing coldness. You know,
Even you come from the UK.
Yeah. So we're ushered through these gates, you know, by the guards. You know, even the guards totally cover up to their faces, the eyes, you know, with caps and everything. So we're ushered through this kind of grey building, and then we're ushered to the balcony upstairs. You know, we descended upon this big, huge, you know, hangar-style building, and you can see the spaces in there. You know, are all.
It extends sideways in
As
both
well?
directions. Yes,
Oh,
I mean, it's
okay.
really massive. Really almost joyous intensity in the training. And that, you know, something very, very genuine and moving. Kids of all ages and, you know, including world champions as well, but from young, very young to senior. And they just have such extraordinary, I mean, they are determined, there's no doubt, but not in a bad way, in a good way, actually.
You know, for me, what draws me into this particular photograph is that I look at the pose and I think, wow, that is special. But then I actually go to the face to look at the concentration. That, for me, the face pulls me in. Is that what it's supposed to do?
Well, talking about concentration, I'd like to show you this picture. This is this gymnast, you know, that focus, that concentration of the face, you know, the daily, you know, ritual they go through that, you know, it's truly powerful.
Very, very powerful. That's very strong. And you mainly concentrated then when you were in China on athletics, is that right?
Well, it was specifically the gymnasts.
Gymnasts,
The gymnasts, who are, of course, some of the most elite of elite
It's
athletes.
returning to there many times, you know, and that you could capture this whole entire story, you know, telling. It's not just one session, one day.
How many, you know, when you guys are working together, do you say, look, I cover this pose and I cover these people? You just shoot, photograph, shoot, photograph?
And it's like doing a film, you know, you do it and then you go back and you edit it, and then there's certain things that you feel the next time you want to go back. But a lot of time we don't control it. It's what we get from these kids.
Truly, almost everything you see here is spontaneous. The only pre-planned photograph is the large one with the gymnasium that you mentioned. Everything else you see here is candid reaction. Even the shots to camera. They just finished exercising and we say, look at the camera, and they
So
do
you
that.
had, I mean, not only did you actually be able to go and be filmed, but you actually
We were
had
running
the
around,
freedom to run
absolutely.
around, do what
Complete-
you like, not stop.
Yeah.
We, in '98, we made a promise to ourselves, which was we would never upset a coach and we would never upset an athlete. We've stuck by that
Yeah, the
promise.
respect for the coach is truly.
We never got in their way, but we moved around with them all the time. We went wherever, and there were no restrictions placed. I mean, they showed immense faith in us and trust by giving us absolute freedom to do whatever we wanted. You know,
What's the next project? I mean, you've really gone to the creme de la creme, haven't you? I mean, by
Well-
going to the athletes, the Chinese athletes and the coaches.
well, this was very special. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
There's always something better, is there?
Well, we've got an exhibition up in London at the moment in the National Portrait Gallery of British athletes and sports administrators for the as part of the cultural festival for the Olympic Games. And we've also just been asked, well, we've just finished shooting on the sets of the new James Bond movies, a series of portraits as an art project, quite separate from, if you like, film stills, nothing like that. These are very much a series of considered
What's the movie called, by the way?
Skyfall.
With Sam Mendes is directing, isn't
That's
it?
the one. Sam Mendes on one of the sets, the producer on another, the art director on another, the stunt crew rehearsing, in their environment, analogous to that, to what we have here.
In the same way for Road to 2012 for the Olympic, what we've done was not just the athletes in the environment, but also the people will contribute towards the Olympic Games, i.e. the coaches, the mentors, the administrators.
Yeah, performance directors.
Yeah. Do you, if we could just walk a little bit
Yep,
further,
sure.
We'll drive the cameraman crazy, but
good.
If we
That's what they're there for.
If we come to this one and the
Yes,
concentration
sure.
of this particular guy, when you actually photograph, I mean, what you're saying to the world is photography is an art form.
Yeah.
And you want people to appreciate that. But do you touch them up at all? I mean, now we've got this thing on our internet, we can play with our photographs and we think we're quite good photographers.
We have not removed, or we haven't removed anything from these photographs, and we haven't put anything in. What we've done is we've basically done what we would have in the black and white darkroom, which is in the darkroom you'd say, well, which paper are you going to use? How contrasty do you want it? How light? How dark? What toner? What developer? We're quite expert at that kind of thing, and we've tried to find a visual language that does the same.
That.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been done, right from ancient time, right from sort of cave drawings, with pencil carvings, right to sculptures by Leonardo, and what we transform it into a modern form. But we use this paintings, and you look at the color palette, we compulsively, working on it to get the color palettes that we want.
Yeah.
So referencing to Degas and Painterly, and the shadows, the meticulous, catching of the shadows.
Quite a lot of what you're talking about is also decisions we make when we're shooting, in terms of how we compose. I mean, it's a spontaneous shot, but that doesn't mean...
how you compose the shot,
yes,
that's part of it, isn't
yes,
it? That's
absolutely.
part of the quality of the work that you give us. You come to Thailand and you're not well known here because this is the first exhibition we've had, but in the UK you're really quite famous, aren't you? I mean, you've got the Duchess of Cambridge, which of course is the wife of Prince William. She in fact opened your last exhibition.
That's correct, yes.
Absolutely.
I won't ask you why, who you know and what you know, but I mean, that's quite an honour.
It's
She's the patron.
of the National Portrait Gallery.
Oh, is she?
Yes,
Okay.
and they invited
And
her.
very wide, truly remarkable position to be.
Right, so that's quite an honour.
Yeah,
And you've got
absolutely.
actually exhibitions in galleries around the world. When I look,
That's correct.
permanent exhibitions in the UK and the US.
Yes, yeah.
So, I mean, what's the next step for you guys?
We've got a few things in different countries around this region that we're in the middle of.
Anything for Thailand?
Yeah, there's going to be something.
Shane will be pressuring you, I'm sure.
It's a great gallery. I don't mind doing more
Fabulous.
stuff.
Watch
The
this
gallery is
space, see what
very nice.
happens.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know where this is, it's OP Garden, which is behind the Oriental Hotel.
Yeah.
Jonathan, Edwin, thank you very much for
Thank you
joining
so
us,
much.
and every success with the exhibition. I
Thank
think
you.
that what you're offering, it makes us think, it makes us look, and it just makes us feel the determination that Chinese athletes have. Wouldn't matter what athletes per se, but it's just the determination within those faces, and you've captured that for
Oh,
us.
thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Thai Way, and I'm Bon Jakobsen. For those of you who live in Thailand, you might have heard your friends, your partners, or your co-workers say things like "mai pen rai" or "jai yen yen." Well, today we're going to tell you a little bit more insight about these two phrases. Mai pen rai and "jai yen yen" are at the heart of almost everything that us Thais do, and it is known to cause a lot of headaches among the long-staying foreigners in Thailand. So understanding "mai pen rai" and "jai yen yen" and you're on your way to just about understanding the whole Thai culture. So, "mai pen rai" is the ultimate philosophy in Thailand. It literally means it's okay, it's nothing, never mind. So, you can usually hear it when people apologize to one another and the other person say "mai pen rai," which means it's okay. So, let's try it together. Okay? So, if I apologize to you, ขอโทษค่ะ you would say "mai pen rai," back at me, which means it's okay. Let's try it one more time. ขอโทษค่ะ and you'd say ไม่เป็นไร Fantastic. These expressions reflect the Thai characteristic. We're easygoing, tolerant, and compromising. We don't like to get in trouble with anybody. So as you can see, Thai people are having much easier time waiting for the doctors for an hour or sitting in the car during the traffic jam of Bangkok. We have no problem and not going berserk.